last year, I'm obsessed with photography. It's a hobby of mine, and I spent quite a bit of time doing street photography back in Tokyo when I was living there. And when I came here, I wanted to see what were people doing with photography here and what was going on. And this one guy, his stuff just kept popping up and it was just blowing my mind. And I kept thinking, who is this guy? Like, I really want to meet him. And the entire year I kept thinking I couldn't build the courage to contact him and be like, oh man, I really want to hang out with you. You've got some amazing style. And he's, you know, finally I find this guy, graphic designer by day and photographer by weekend. And I finally got a chance to meet him in this, and what do you know, I get to bring him to Pecha Kucha night. So it's my pleasure to introduce to you Danny Santos.
So I have a fascination with faces. Whenever I'm out in the States, I always see faces that stand out of the crowd. The interesting faces, beautiful faces. And as a photography hobbyist, I figure, wouldn't it be great if I could just take a picture of that face up close? So eventually I was able to do so. I'll go to Orchard Road every weekend, ask a stranger if I could take their picture. If they said yes, I'd say, look at the camera and don't smile. So, I'm always so nervous when I'm approaching strangers, and I prepare a whole speech of trying to explain what I'm trying to do in case they ask why. But actually, in most cases, like this girl, when I asked her if I could take her picture, she just said, sure. Should I smile or not? So it was very casual. Okay, when I saw him, he was wearing sunglasses. He looked like a rock star. When I was taking his picture, I asked him to remove the glasses, and suddenly his look changed from being a rock star to being Jesus Christ. Some people can look very intimidating, but don't be fooled, because right after taking this picture, he was clowning around and dancing and smiling, and his wife was laughing. He reminds me of jolly old Saint Nick. Sometimes there's a language barrier. I think she's Russian. She didn't understand the word I was saying. Fortunately, her friend was translating for me. So even with the language barrier, I was lucky enough to get the kind of look I was looking for. He's my favorite busker in Orchard Road. I see him every weekend whenever I shoot in Orchard Road. I always give him $2. And we always see each other every year that he started to recognize me. He would say like, long time no see, or you lost weight, what happened? Sometimes people are very shy. This girl was very shy actually. She found it hard not to smile in front of the camera, so I was giving her a moment. Sometimes I'd coach, I'd tell her, pretend you're bored, or pretend you're annoyed with me. I think she gave me that look. So. He's lost. After I took his picture, he was saying that he's looking for his family and they're supposed to meet in this restaurant, but he forgot the name of the restaurant. So I wanted to help him. I tried to name all the restaurants that I could, but I couldn't. It wasn't one of those. Sometimes I chance upon off-duty models. She looked like a model, walked like a model, dressed like a model. When I jumped in front of her and asked if I could take her picture, she just said, of course. So she also had the confidence of a model. He's also a street busker. He plays mean percussions. He was walking on Orchard Road, I was walking behind him, and then I see him give $1 to a fellow busker. So, a busker giving alms to a fellow busker, that's not something you see every day. So I approached him and took his picture. Sometimes I'd walk around for 4 hours and not get a single portrait. On this day, the night was falling. Fortunately, she came. She came in, and then I asked her picture, and then she said, yes, very nice girl. After a few weeks, I recognized her in the cover of a local fashion magazine. I saw her sitting on a concrete bench. She was very stylish, headphones, printed leggings, short skirt. When I asked her to take her picture, I can remember her reaction. She said, "Why?" But she said yes. He looked badass. You know, he looks like an MMA fighter. When I was taking his picture, he gave me this look, and I thought, uh-oh. But right after that, he smiled, and I smiled back and thanked him in relief. She was walking alone. I walked in front of her. Just when I was supposed to talk, I was completely dumbfounded. I don't know why. I couldn't speak for like 10-15 seconds, and she was just looking at me like this. But fortunately, she's a nice girl. She said yes. This guy, when I asked him, "Hey, could I take a picture?" He said, $10. But eventually he said, "I'm kidding, go ahead." So, okay. When I talked to her, she was just looking at me until I realized she didn't understand me. And then she said, "Do you speak Chinese?" It was a canned response. So she didn't understand me, so I was playing charades, me, picture, you. She got the idea. I've been seeing her around the North Shore Road, and I've always wanted to take her picture. Fortunately, I had the opportunity. She reminds me of the quote that says, "A face without freckles is like a night without stars." This is stranger number 100. It's funny that the amount of fear I had when I approached my first stranger was the same fear that I had when I approached my 100th stranger. So the fear never went away. But I never stopped because, you know, look at that face. You can't. So I was doing this for 1 year. Eventually I got about 104 portraits. And I got a lot of rejections. Some of them were nasty. But looking at the beautiful faces I was able to collect, you know, it's all the rejections and hard work was worth it. Thank you.
Thank you, Danny.